Here's the scenario. You're nearing around 20,000-ish miles on the tires for your new Tesla, and you're realizing you're going to need to buy a new set at some point soon. At least that was the case with me, as I racked up that much mileage in about 6 months into having the car. The most difficult part was figuring out which tires were best for me and understanding why tires wear out so much faster on an electric vehicle like a Tesla. So let's jump on into it and get down to the nitty-gritty details. The stock tires that come on the Tesla Model 3 are the Michelin Primacy MX M4. I have 18-inch rims on my car, meaning that the exact measurements are what is appearing on the screen now. These numbers relate to the exact measurements of the different dimensions on the tire. P stands for passenger, as in a passenger tire in the US. 235 represents the width of the tire, sidewall to sidewall, in millimeters. 45 is the aspect ratio, or in simple terms, the height of the tire to the width. 45 means the height is 45% of the width. R stands for radial, as in radial construction, which is how the tire is manufactured. This is the industry standard and how the majority of almost all modern tires are made. 18 is the wheel diameter in inches, and finally 98 is the load rating, and W is the speed rating. There are charts that correlate with each load and speed rating that I'll link in the description. There may also be XL or BSW labeled on the tire as well, and this relates to extra load rating for heavier vehicles, and BSW means a black sidewall tire. Pretty obvious. So let's talk about the stock tires. The stock tires aren't bad, but there are better options out there that are going to provide a smoother ride and last longer dollar for dollar. The downside to choosing something other than the stock tire is you will see range affected anywhere from 5 to 10% based on my experience and the anecdotal evidence I found online in a couple different Tesla forums. From my search, I narrowed my decision down to 3 tire models, but ultimately chose Michelin's Cross Climate 2s, which is what's seen here. The other 2 options on my list were the Michelin Pilot Sport All-Season 4s or the Continental Extreme Contact DW SO6s. The tires that are best for you is a decision that you'll have to make for yourself based on your budget, the driving conditions in your area, your driving habits, etc. So let's walk through the factors you'll want to consider. Apart from the budget, here's a list of the factors I took into consideration. Starting with size availability, traction and handling performance, noise level, length of warranty, tread wear rating, season, effect on range/fuel efficiency, and stopping performance in various conditions. I would suggest not paying attention to the rim protection or whether they're run flats. If you're like me and what matters most is the handling and stopping performance being number 1, followed by noise level and warranty. The tires need to do their job, not make too much noise, and should be covered in the event they wear out too soon. Which, with an electric vehicle, you can pretty much guarantee these will wear out before you meet the warranty mileage. However, before we dive into that, a few notes on the Cross Climate 2s after having put about 7,000 miles on them as of recording this. For one, I'm very pleased with the purchase. These tires are incredibly smooth, have just as much, if not less, road noise than the stock tires, and the handling feels more than adequate. I'll include a link to these in the description below for you to check these out. I bought these at my local discount tire, and if your local discount tire does not have these in stock, or you prefer to take them to your local shop to have them put on, you can buy these tires and have them shipped directly to your installer. Just make sure your installer knows that they're on their way. Factors affecting lifespan. There's a ton of factors that affect how quickly your tires wear, with everything from climate, road conditions, whether or not you're keeping them inflated, etc., etc. The list goes on. However, with electric vehicles specifically, not just Teslas, there are 3 things that make them significantly different. These 3 things are the acceleration, the regenerative braking, and the vehicle's weight. So starting with the acceleration. As you're probably aware, the acceleration on a Tesla is almost unmatched compared to any gas-powered car. That acceleration off the line puts a lot of stress on your tires and thus wears them down quicker unless you have the acceleration set to chill mode. Secondly, the regenerative braking, unique to electric cars, is a big contributor to tread wear. On a gas-powered car, the only braking mechanism is the caliper pressing your brake pad to the rotor, creating friction to slow the car down. This creates a lot of heat, which is lost as energy. For a vehicle like your Tesla, the regenerative braking mechanism converts the kinetic energy that would otherwise be wasted as heat back into energy that gets put back into the car and the car's battery. This is in addition to the calipers, brake pads, and rotors that are already on the car. The trade-off is that while this energy gets put back into the car, the tires get worn faster. Think of it this way. If you're in a gas-powered car and we're always lightly pressing on the brake after letting off the gas, your tires would wear down faster. Not to mention your brake pads would wear down faster too, along with plenty of energy being lost as heat. The concept is the same with regenerative braking. Any Tesla driver knows that with the regenerative braking turned on, it feels like the car is lightly pressing on the brakes and reabsorbing that energy. Lastly, the vehicle's weight plays a role too. Heavier vehicles wear tires down faster because they create more friction between the tire and the road. The curb weight of a new Toyota Camry is approximately 3,600 pounds. By comparison, most Teslas weigh a couple hundred to a few thousand pounds more, depending on the model. This adds to the wear and tear on the tires since there is more weight. To wrap it up, if you haven't purchased a Tesla yet and are considering, check out the link in the description below to get 1,000 free Supercharger miles when you place your order. Additionally, I've linked all of the tires I've talked about in this video in the description below so you can get a more in-depth look at them and do your own comparisons. So far, I've been pretty pleased with the Cross Climate 2s, so I can't recommend them enough for someone that is living in the Midwest and spends an equal time driving in the city and on the highway. I've taken these all the way up to Iowa, all the way down to Georgia, and all across Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee. Lastly, if you found this video helpful, be sure to hit the like button below and consider subscribing to my channel for more Tesla-related content. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see you later.